Once I did that break command on the previous video, for some reason or another, it joined these lines already. If yours didn't do it, that's fine, because all we're going to have to do is we're going to go back and edit feature line geometry and join. So if it didn't join it, you'll still have to come back and select this arc and this line. But mine did already. So I'm going to go ahead and select that entire segment, but I'm going to also join it with this line and this one and this little section there, that line and that line. Enter. So all it did is it made all one feature line from that point all the way to this one. If that didn't happen, you'll have to go back and erase whatever feature lines and redo a few of those steps. If I go to 3D, it still looks the same, where it's going from this point here on the existing ground down to 0 elevations. We don't have elevations yet, up to the elevation of the gutter at that point. And that's exactly what we need to see. So now the command I'm going to use is on the ribbon. Now, as far as the ribbon will change, it'll change. So once I come back to the plan view on the top, and I zoom into the little area, and I hit escape a couple of times, I select the feature line, and notice that I get some additional tools. So when I select this feature line, I'll get these tools. And the tool that I want to use is to set grade slope between points. Which 2 points? Well, it's the elevations that are known, which is the one at the gutter and the one at the existing ground. So once I highlight and grip the feature line, I'm going to select this button, and then it's telling me for that one feature line that I just highlighted, it's asking me what's my start point. I'm just going to come over here and notice that it just kind of puts that little triangle in different places. I can start it from any point that I want, but I just want to start it at this point. So I'm going to zoom in here. I don't have to be exactly right on. As long as I can see the triangle at that point, I'm going to somewhere, as long as I see it, I'm going to select that point, and it even gives me the elevation that starts at that point. Enter. And then where do I want to end? I want to end all the way, and it adds triangles where it's calculating, and I want to end it at this point. Since you're following my design, you and I should have the exact same elevation. So I'm going to select this one, and I have a grade of negative 1.334. Yours might be a little bit different. I don't think it would be, but if it's different, it should be very slight. It might be a negative 1.335 or something, but it should be very, very small. If it's way different than my elevation on the screen that you see now, you did something wrong. You need to double check your steps. That's perfect. 1.3 is kind of what I predicted on my last video. That's pretty good. I'm proud of myself. So that's what I want. It's going down from this elevation down to this point, negative 1.33 is well within my criteria, and I hit enter. Okay. By doing that, notice my feature line is not, well, that one baseline is now at the elevation that I need. What is happening with these other ones? Well, these other feature lines, like these, for example, we don't have to do this. Let me just show you, are going from the elevation of that base feature line, that's just a term that I came up with, to 0. So that is correct because I haven't set those elevations yet. So this baseline elevation has been set. This one and this one have not. So those are the ones I need to work with next. So the way I'm going to do those is I'm going to work with those, but before I get that far, I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to now add that little feature lines that I'm wanting here to grade. So I'm going to go over here to grade, draw feature lines, use current layer. Then I'm drawing that little feature line from this point here. It found an elevation of 3803. What elevation will be here? It should be 0 because there are no elevations on these feature lines yet. So once I go to this endpoint, you'll notice that the coordinate goes from 3803 down to 0. So that is correct in this case because there is no elevation there. I'm going to select it there. It says grade 0. I'll leave that alone. And then I'll draw this one also. From this point here, as long as it says that elevation, yours and mine should be the same, down to this point here. And it says a grade of 0, so that means it started to grade here kind of on its own already. So I should have that little arc right there. Perfect. We'll continue.